Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sharifa Mohammed MGT.
I'm Colonel AUC Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Russian strategy remains focused on cumulative attrition combined with methodical territorial encroachment. Incremental gains around Kupyansk and Krasnoarmysk threaten essential Ukrainian logistics routes, potentially precipitating broader operational disruption. Persistent targeting of Ukrainian EW and drone capabilities systematically erodes defensive ISR, complicating Kyiv's battlefield awareness and responsiveness. Ukraine faces challenging decisions: reinforce deteriorating front lines at risk of operational encirclement, or consolidate forces defensively at the cost of territorial concessions. Attrition rates suggest increased reliance on rapid Western resupply to sustain operational viability into late summer.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel AUC Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, let's begin with a strategic overview. How would you describe the operational priorities on June 30th?
Operationally, June 30th marks a continuation of layered pressure applied across all major fronts, from Sumy in the north to Kherson in the south. Our objectives remain focused on simultaneously attriting Ukrainian force structure, degrading their command and logistics systems, and applying continuous maneuver to stretch their defensive lines. We're executing this through a dual approach. First, with precision strikes on high-value rear targets, such as oil terminals, drone workshops, and field depots, and second, with sustained localized offensives designed to displace Ukrainian units, force their redeployment, or trigger collapse in contested sectors. What we're witnessing now is cumulative pressure producing tactical effects that will yield operational breakthroughs in the weeks ahead.
Let's talk about the northern sector. There's been consistent pressure on Sumy and Kharkiv. What's the current state of operations there?
In the north, our forces have advanced in a controlled and deliberate manner, targeting both the physical terrain and the organizational structure of Ukrainian units. In Sumy region, we engaged elite formations including airborne assault brigades and the Chimera Special Operations Unit, along with multiple assault regiments and mechanized brigades. This isn't a massed assault, it's a methodical breakdown. We focus on command disruption, coordinated artillery interdiction, and quick exploitation. Each village captured, Pisarevka, Novaya Sich, Varakino, is a node in their defensive web. Cut enough of these, and the fabric of their regional defense begins to unravel.
What about Kharkiv?
In Kharkiv, we disrupted a combination of mechanized and territorial defense units near Okop and Volchansk. Not only did we neutralize frontline combat power, but we also eliminated critical depots and EW components that enabled them to coordinate counterattacks. These efforts are tightening the arc around Kupyansk and impeding Ukrainian force flow to the Donbass.
So, what makes Kupyansk so critical in this context?
Kupyansk is the logistical fulcrum between northeastern Ukraine and their Donbass sector. If we continue to close around it, we force a logistical rerouting that degrades their capacity to sustain high-intensity operations further south. In recent days, we advanced near Kupyansk and Novosibirsk, taking control of higher ground and interdicting artillery positions. We also destroyed several high-value assets, 5 electronic warfare stations, 3 ammunition depots, and a convoy of soft-skinned logistics vehicles. These aren't just battlefield losses, they translate into longer resupply times, reduced situational awareness, and growing command friction for the Ukrainian side.
Let's shift to Donetsk, where you've reported some of the highest Ukrainian losses recently. What's happening there?
Correct, our southern and central groupings have significantly intensified operations in Donetsk. Around Seversk, Chasov Yar, and Konstantinovka, our forces engaged 5 distinct Ukrainian brigades, mechanized, airmobile, mountain assault, and elements of the National Guard. Terrain here is complex, rolling fields interspersed with urban strongpoints, but our approach has been multi-pronged. Fixed-wing and rotary air assets suppress rear artillery, while armored elements and mechanized infantry apply direct pressure. Ukrainian losses have been substantial, over 210 personnel and a range of vehicles, including a U.S.-supplied M113 APC and 155mm artillery systems.
And the center group of forces?
Further west, our central group liberated Novopodgorodnoye and advanced through Dmitrov and Krasnoarmysk. We encountered elite Marines, assault regiments, and a dedicated UAV regiment. These engagements resulted in over 430 Ukrainian casualties, 6 armored vehicles destroyed, and critical drone infrastructure seized or neutralized.
Are we seeing a wider operational push toward Pokrovsk or Dnipropetrovsk from these central advances?
That's a logical inference, and while I won't speak to future objectives, I can say this: every advance we make in that corridor extends our fire control deeper into the Ukrainian rear. The more settlements we secure, the closer we position ourselves to interdict lines feeding Pokrovsk. It's not just about territorial gain, it's about generating cumulative disruption. The pressure forces Ukrainian leadership to make hard choices about reinforcement, which in turn dilutes their defenses elsewhere.
Let's turn briefly to the southern axis, Zaporizhia and Kherson. What's the state of play?
In the Zaporizhia direction, our East and Dnipro groups continue to push into Ukrainian defense belts, targeting mechanized and coastal defense units. In areas like Malinovka, Timirovka, and Poltavka, we've degraded multiple brigades and eliminated EW and artillery systems that had been supporting their defensive posture. We also destroyed 5 more EW stations and 2 significant ammunition depots. It's a war of supply lines and sensors here. Deny them visibility, starve them of munitions, and we create conditions for eventual collapse.
And lastly, any updates on long-range strikes and air defense actions?
Yes. Our strike groups targeted 146 distinct sites, including an oil terminal supplying the Ukrainian Navy and multiple UAV production facilities. These are high-value targets, and hitting them has both immediate tactical impact and long-term strategic implications. On the defensive front, we successfully intercepted 4 U.S.-supplied JDAM glide bombs and downed 144 fixed-wing UAVs. That's a significant figure, and it speaks to both the volume of Ukrainian drone activity and the increasing efficiency of our counter-UAV architecture.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. Today, Israeli forces have been active in Gaza, with tanks entering the Zaytown suburb and shelling northern areas, while airstrikes have hit schools. Tragically, at least 86 people were killed in Israeli attacks within a 24-hour period. There continue to be dire conditions within Gaza, described as post-apocalyptic, with medical staff struggling and IDF-backed gangs fighting over aid supplies.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive Frontline updates from commanders in theater.